I was so engrossed in driving and mesmerized by the car that I didn't press record on the GoPro.
It is a really striking car.
Welcome back to Mashable India, and today I'm at BIC in Delhi driving the new Kia EV6. And what a beautiful car. I did a couple of rounds on the lap. I was so engrossed in driving and mesmerized by the car that I didn't press record on the GoPro. Any which ways, we're doing this the second time, and we also have Mr. Sunny Kumar with us. He's been a national rally driver since 1992. He started with bikes. He now drives cars for rallies, and he's been heading a lot of events. He's a national director for sports as well. He's going to be our instructor today. We're going to take a couple of laps, going to talk about the car, and I'll also tell you some neat things about the EV6. First impressions of the car. The steering wheel is much more of a retro feel, but with a futuristic touch. The nice 12.3-inch dual displays or panoramic displays that they call these. This variant of the car that we're driving is the all-wheel drive car. There's also going to be a rear-wheel drive car which is going to be available. How do you find an EV?
It's more quicker than the normal fuel-injected cars.
And driving it on the circuit?
On the circuit, because of the battery weight, the CG,
correct.
It's just fantastic.
So the driver's seat is superbly comfortable because the battery pack is in this variant. It's completely flat down to the floorboard. There's huge amount of space at the back. A little bit of under thigh support could have done justice, especially to tall people. The front seats get heated as well as ventilated seats. So if it's cold out there for you, the car can heat you up. And if it's warm out there, the car will cool you off. This is a 77.3 kilowatt hour battery pack on the EV6. With respect to the range, it's around 500 kilometers. But effective range can be even more than 500 kilometers, maybe around 526 or even more. The Kia EV6 can charge from 0 to 80 in just 18 minutes if you have access to a 800 watt DC fast charge. Additionally, most of the cars that we have in India have around 6 airbags. The Kia EV6 has 8 airbags. On the EV6, we have 14 Meridian speakers all around the car, creating the best of acoustics so that while you're driving this car silently, the silence is filled with some amazing beats of music of your choice. The center console here, or the handrest here, is integrated with the driver selector, and there's a nice space here. I have a 12-volt port there at the front. There's a battery charger. There's a USB type, and next to it is a USB type C port as well. At the back, I have a proper 12 ampere port. This car is not just there to be practical in your life, but also quite utilitarian, especially if you want to go and camp somewhere. You can just power your whole tent up, power your appliances just by using this car, and you'll still have enough juice to get back home.
Okay, we'll do a quick speed lap, but you don't need to follow us. हमारे पीछे तेज आने वाला है.
Copy.
Let's have a good view of the track. And you can see my expressions and my excitement while I drive this track. Kia has always gone for the tiger look of the car, and you can see that it's a reminiscent but an updated version of the car. It's got more aggressive, it's got even more wider, and the DRLs, the LED headlamps, along with the front bumper, has a proper sports car-like feel, but maintaining a nice family sort of look when you're not that aggressive as well. But overall, it's a very well-designed car. The rims are 19-inch rims. That's something that you got to pay for otherwise, and these come as standard 19-inch rims on the EV6. That in itself is a selling factor for me. This is an active airflow system here, so in case the car needs to cool down, the battery needs to cool off, these vents open up to allow more air to flow in and also help with the aerodynamics of the car. Even the mirrors are redesigned, they're much more aerodynamic, and the overall acoustics of the car, the soundproofing of the car is so amazing. Coming back to the side profile of the car, there are two significant lines that distinguish this car. One is the top ridge that runs here, and the one that runs at the bottom. Both run parallel to each other, and then as they reach to the back of the car, this one curves up, giving it the coupe-like style there, and this one kind of sort of merges into the tail light. This is a whole freaking tail light which extends all over the back. There are sensors at the front, and there's also a camera which will help you with the active cruise control, which will not only maintain the speed but also stop the car in case the car moving in front of it stops. And when the car in the front starts moving, the car will automatically start to accelerate to the set speed that you have determined. That's very neat. There are pedestrian warning systems, there is collision warning systems. You're at a signal and you're about to turn in, and if the car detects that there is an oncoming car, the car will warn and also brake. So safety has been looked at very, very prominently in the EV6. So they're not just trying to protect the environment, but they're also trying to protect the people who are investing into protecting the environment. With respect to the boot space, you have 530 liters of boot space here. I can literally slide myself in, have my partner here, sip away on my coffee. And since we're in the back seat, let me quickly show you the legroom. This seat was adjusted as per my ride height or my riding style. In spite of that, I have like 1 feet of space here between my knee and the front seat. There's a nice storage compartment here. There's nice place here for me to put my shoes beneath. But the only thing that I feel should have been there is a little bit of under thigh support, because that I feel is missed. For people who are like anywhere between the range of 5 to 5.8, this will be a good seat for them, even for children as a matter of fact. But 3 people can sit here comfortably. I'm much more comfortable here, and I still have around 1.5 inch of room for my headroom. The overall construction of the car has been looked out very neatly, and not just because this is a pre-production car. This is a proper production-ready car. The only thing that will change between this car and the car that you will receive when you place an order is the seat cover. These are leather seats, like I mentioned earlier. On the production car, you will get vegan leather, which will be produced by using recycled materials. Right now, only for our media guys and for testing purposes, they're using leather seats, so because there's a lot of wear and tear that happens with people getting in and out, the equipment being put on the seats. So with respect to that, we have these seats. But once there's a production car, you'll have a proper eco-friendly car overall.
Let's try and hit as many apexes as we can.
Or basically as fast as possible. So again, if you can do sort of a fast as you can stop. You don't have to come in as fast as you can. Oh, well, there's a car coming, so get off.